Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's so nice to see you again. Okay, so yesterday what we did was we worked on simple equations, and so I want you to do the do now just like as a warm-up to get ready to do some more math. So I want you to solve 5x equals 15 and x plus 7 equals 12, and then I also want you to write out the answer to what are the different parts of an equation, and feel free to use, to write an equation to help you explain what you're thinking. So just go ahead and do that. It'll take like 5 minutes or so to do that. Oh, you guys are so fast. Looks like everyone's already done. Okay, so for this one, did everyone get that x equals 3? Mm-hmm. Yep. And did everyone get that x equals 5 here? Mm-hmm. Good work. Proud of you. Okay, so now the parts of the equation. So for an equation, it would be ax plus b equals c. So did everyone write something like that on their papers? Mm-hmm. Good work. Okay, so for the different parts of the equation, you're going to have well, you're always going to have an equal sign. This is what makes an equation, okay? So that's really important to remember. And then you have your operations within it. So for here, it's addition, and then here is an implied multiplication, or we can just use it times because we don't want to confuse us with the x. But yeah, so like multiplication. And then the a, b, and c are representing numbers. So let's write an example. So 2x plus 2 equals 8. So the 2, 2, and 8 are the numbers in this, representing A, B, and C, right? And so then we have the multiplication here, the addition, and the equal sign. Okay, so you guys want to try and solve that? It's okay if you can't do it. It's really hard. And we haven't gone over it yet. Okay, I like what you guys are thinking, but let's just do this together so that we know what's going to happen. So the first thing that we're going to do, it's really important with the order of how we solve this. Okay, so when we think about the order, we're going to think about PEMDAS. Okay, so PEMDAS is used when you're simplifying equations, but for this, because we're getting x by itself, we're going to do PEMDAS backwards, right? So we're going to do subtraction or addition first, and then next you're going to do division and multiplication. We're not going to worry about exponents and parentheses right now because that's a little bit higher level. But so for this, you have 2 times x plus 2 equals 8. So there's there's the addition here. So what are we going to do? What's the opposite of addition? Subtraction. Right. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. So now we have 2x equals 6, right? So then this is 2 times x. So what is the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
Division. Right. Good. So we're going to divide by 2. So we get x equals 3. Okay? So now I want you guys to write down your own equation. And then I'm going to have you write on the board what your equation is, and then we're going to solve it together. Good work. Good work, Lauren. Okay, Michelle, your equation's awesome. Do you want to come write that on the board?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Joe, do you want to come up and circle the different parts of the equation that we see?
Okay, so this is a multiplication.
Yep.
And that's A. Multiplication. And this is the subtraction.
Yep.
And then that would be B.
Mm-hmm.
And then this would be C.
Yep.
And that's the equal sign.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. So, what determines the fact that this is an equation? Yes, Lauren?
The subtraction sign.
Really close. So that is really important. You need an operation in order to do something. But what is really the thing that shows us that this is an equation? Yes, Joe?
The equal sign.
Right, the equal sign. So you know that you have two sides and that we're going to have to take stuff onto this side in order to get x by itself. Okay, so let's do this together. So what would be the first thing that we're going to do? If we have subtraction here and we look at PEMDAS, so if you have subtraction, what are you going to do next? Addition, right. So we're going to add 10 to both sides. So then we have 5x equals 15. And then this is multiplication, so what are we going to do after that?
Divide.
Divide, right. So we're going to divide this, 5. So then we get x equals 3 is our answer. Okay? Does everyone feel confident that they could do that by themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, let's go through the objectives. So, do we all understand what makes an equation, right? The equal sign is super important. Then we know the order of steps for solving an equation, which is PEMDAS but backwards. And then we all know how to solve a two-step equation because you just did one. Awesome. Good job, everyone. So we just learned how to solve a two-step equation, but now I'm going to teach you guys a little fun song to help you remember how to solve it and the steps that we take. Okay? So you guys want to stand up and I'll teach it to you? Okay, so I'll sing it the first line and then you'll repeat, okay? So when you need to solve an equation, first you add or subtract.
When you need to solve an equation, first you add or subtract.
Next you need to divide or multiply in order to get x by itself.
Next you need to divide or multiply in order to get x by itself.
Good, but remember, what you do to one side, you must do to the other.
But remember, what you do to one side, you must do to the other.
Okay, now let's sing all together with a little bit more enthusiasm. Ready? When you need to solve an equation, first you add or subtract. Next you need to divide or multiply in order to get x by itself. But remember, what you do to one side, you must do to the other. Awesome job.